Hi, I'm Danny Ecker with your Chicago Business Today midday report. Last week's stock free fall totaled around $2.7 billion in lost market value for Groupon, making its most recent accounting issue a costly one, at least for now. It also raises questions about company leadership's ability to keep a handle on growth. And for more insight, I'm joined by Crain senior reporter John Pletz. John, you can look at this as growing pains for a totally new company concept, or a sign from investors that they're not really trusting those at the top. What's your take?
It's probably a little bit of both. I mean, Groupon's growth has always been one of its biggest challenges, and people certainly understand that. But what management's got to do now is convince investors it's got a handle on the problem, it's behind them, and they're ready to move on.
So what are experts saying then in terms of what Groupon needs to do in order to get faith back from investors who are kind of saying, these are the people to run this company?
Well, they really need to show folks a lot more information, and that's probably the biggest complaint from the analyst community. You heard that from investors during the run-up to the IPO, and they're going to want even more information now. They want a lot more detail about exactly where Groupon's revenue comes from, where its strength is, where its challenges are. They just want to know more.
Meantime, stock is down again in early trading today, so we'll be watching it this week.
All right.
Thanks, John. In other news today, former members of the board of the failed Broadway Bank have come under fire for what the government says were reckless loans in the last decade, according to the Chicago Sun-Times. The FDIC has targeted members of the Janulius family, as well as former Chicago Bears quarterback Jim McMahon, who previously served as a board member over an alleged $104 million loss from 17 bad loans the bank made before regulators shut it down. Court records show McMahon approved one bad loan in particular for a condo project in Miami Beach, and the FDIC says he was not the most diligent board member, according to the Sun-Times. The former Bear served on Broadway's board between 2003 and 2008. And Boeing's global sales of its 787 Dreamliner continue. They finalized a $744 million deal with Russia's Transaero Airlines for 4 new planes, adding to the roughly 850 orders it already has on the books, according to Reuters. After big delays in the last few years on delivery of 787s, Boeing last week said it delivered 137 commercial planes in the first quarter, up 32% from the same period a year earlier. Last year, the company sank to its lowest ever market share compared to rival Airbus, but it's expected to make a comeback this year with the Dreamliner as well as its revamped 737. And that's what's happening in Chicago business today. Follow @Crain Chicago on Twitter for breaking news throughout the day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.